Hey guys, welcome to lesson number 8. There's a PDF in the description. I would get that, download it real quick. And the PDF is going to say Caged and the 5 boxes. You may have heard of the CAGED system. The CAGED system, let's just talk about this. It's a navigational tool. Let's just think of it like that right now, okay? You're going to hear some people that love CAGED and some people that hate it. The truth of the matter, CAGED is already in anything you've learned. If you know the regular major scale positions, it's already there. So we might as well use it as a navigational tool. So let's talk about that first, and then we'll also use it as an actual device to actually make music with, okay? But last lesson we talked about C in 3 different positions. In the open position here, with a root note on the 5th string, bar chord that you should know, root note on the 6th string, bar chord shape you should know, and I said there's a couple more that we're going to fill in. But let's just start. Get the document. It's in the description of this clip. Let's take a look at the first position, C, open. Well, we already know from the last lesson that's box 4, but we'll just go through it real quick. I'm not going to tell you the notes. You should have the document in front of you, and hopefully from last time be able to do that. So play the chord C, play the scale in box 4, play the chord. Get that in your ears. Get that this position here has that with it. Okay? Now we go to here, root note on the 5th string. That bar chord that we should know and love, we know that that's box 5. Play box 5, then play the chord. Okay? Now we skipped from box 5 to box 2. So what's in box 1? Well, let's take a look at that. Box 1 is going to have these 3 notes here that you're doing with your 3rd finger on the regular chord, and we're going to reposition our 1st finger here. So our 1st finger is covering 5 on the 4th, 5 on the 3rd, 5 on the 2nd. All right, and by the way, let's go back. This C here says C shape. This C here says A shape. Well, that's because of what the 3rd finger looks like. It looks like an A chord. Okay? Now, next position is G. Well, you take this finger here, cover these, the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, which is going to operate like a G chord here with your 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings open. And now you're going to attach a G shape. Now, this is kind of hard for some people. And the truth is, I don't really play a C chord like that. Now, by the way, all these are C chords. C chord, C chord. This is another way to play a C chord with a G shape. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll split this into 2. I'll play these 3 strings here and add my pinky on the 1st string, or I'll just play the lower notes and do it that way. There's some other easier ways to do that. But if you can get that, that's great. Now, that is right in box number 1. So these 3 notes here are in box 1, and these 3 notes here are in box 1. And so you should at least try to get this shape. Okay? Now we already know box 2 shape was our 6th string root C. E shape. Box 2. Alright, now we have box 3. Well, what you're going to do there is the C note here is where your pinky is. You're going to reposition your 1st finger there. And then you're going to attach a D shape. Now, we did a fun with D thing at one of the lessons. Not in this pentatonic series, but I do have a fun with D. If you take a look at that, you're taking a D shape, and as you move it up, the chord name changes, but the shape doesn't. So your D is right here at 12, 13, and 12. We're going to play that with the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger and put this finger here at the 10th fret. That's another way to play a C chord. And that comes right out of box number 3. There's your C, and then there's your chord. Okay? And then what's going to happen is it's going to start over. So notice we did a C shape, C chord, a C chord with an A shape, a C chord with a G shape, a C chord with an E shape, and a C chord with a D shape. That's where CAGED comes from. Okay? Now you could take these 5 boxes and start on a different note of the CAGED, or different letters, C-A-G-E-D. And now you're going to be playing a different chord. But now you have 5 positions to play a C chord and 5 pentatonic boxes that go with each position. And this is important because later on what you're going to find out is these 5 boxes are movable, and when we move them, we could get into a different key, and then we're playing over a different chord. Okay? Now remember, we started learning this as A minor pentatonic, and all of a sudden we've kind of shifted from the last lesson and this lesson to C. Because A minor and C are linked. They're the same notes. And here I'm referencing the C chord more than that. But use this as a nice little navigational tool. And what you found is we got all the way up here to the 13th fret. And then what would happen is my C shape would repeat. But I have this open string, so I need to do this with it. And we can talk about that later. But everything repeats 12 frets higher. Okay? This one here, kind of hard to do because it's so squished. And then we kind of run out of real estate. But just take those ideas, use this CAGED system. Again, use it as a navigational tool right now. And then we're going to talk about the next lesson, how to utilize it and actually implement it more into our playing. But just get these patterns underneath your fingers. Have fun.